Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream episode here at Nez Nation. I can't wait to share this with you all. This is an absolute game changer. Live viewers, let me know where you're joining me from. Replay viewers, please let me know what city, what state, what country. I love hearing from you guys. I love figuring out where you guys, because we have such a vast audience. We have so many people, not just Americans, not just patriots, who support our cause, who support to make America great again. But we also got a vast audience in New Zealand, Australia, South America, Africa, Europe, everywhere, Asia, Russia. People support. They want to see America great again. Today, as the title suggests, if you recall, I did a video not that long ago. I'm so excited to see you guys. Happy Friday. Welcome, everybody. I love it. Robert is joining us from Gallatin, Tennessee. Great to have you here. Patty is on Rumble. Shirley, Arkansas. Great to see you. She's a subscriber over there. If you recall, I said this recently, not that long ago, when there was the denial of the Robert Hur audio tapes, which makes no sense because Nixon had to give up his tapes. Double standard? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. We also got a poll going. Would you vote for, I don't call him a convicted felon, I call him an outlaw. Right now it's 98% yes. Holy mackerel. I did a video not that long ago saying that, if people actually believe that Biden is as sharp as a tack, if the left, the woke mob, mafia actually feels confident in their guy, and this guy claims that he can, hold his own and he's cognitively not in decline, what he needs to do, this was around the Robert Hur investigation, where he denied the tapes. What he needs to do is he needs to go and do town hall after town hall, speech after speech. He needs to prove over and over and over again to America that there's nothing going on in the old noggin. Well, yesterday he just pooped his pants. Time and time again, he's proven he can barely put together a sentence. And yesterday, Trump, I'm going to share with you this amazing, you don't want to miss this. Trump took random questions from his audience at his rally in Arizona yesterday. This is probably 30 minutes of powerful, unbelievably sharp, laser-focused, empathetic, intelligent, the elocution, the eruditeness of Trump. This is 30 minutes of the most powerful leadership you will ever see. And you got to stick around because there's even a moment where this veteran asks this amazing question, and you can see President Trump get a little bit emotional. Stick around. You don't want to miss that. I was moved. I'm getting chills right now. I'm getting the hairs on my forearm are starting to rise. It's Friday. We got to get our country back. Enough is enough. Enjoy this unbelievable clip of President Trump doing something that Biden would never do. This isn't premeditated. This isn't pre-rehearsed. These aren't pre-ordered questions from pre-programmed interviews with woke mind propagandist media, ABC, CBS, CNN. This is impromptu, random, live, showing the world who's really a leader, showing the world who can relate, saying, I'll take all your questions. I don't care who it is. Let me know, and I will answer everything. And you've got to stick around because there's some questions that will just blow your socks off. He gets emotional. I mean, the president, he cares so much. He gets so emotional. Please tap that thumbs up. I'm not just saying that because I like likes. No. It helps us. If you're a patriot, if you care about America, it takes you a nanosecond. It's free. Tap the thumbs up because what happens is it signals to the algorithm that we need to share this with more people. We need to push this video out to more people. We got to get our country back. It's time. We're less than 5 months away from November. We got to get our country back. Listen to this and tell me you're not moved. This is absolutely fantastic. And then stick around. I'm going to do a members only. If you're not a member yet, our mods will leave a link in the chat where you can become a member. It only costs you a cup of coffee for a whole month. I mean, you spend more than that in 30 seconds to support the truth, to get our country back. I'm going to do a members-only live Q&A at the end of this stream, so stick around for that as well. Here we go. Check this out. This is phenomenal.
TrumpForce47.com. TrumpForce47.com. And with your vote, we will end Joe Biden's border nightmare. We will fire his failed and weak, horrible, the worst ever administration. We will rescue the state of Arizona. We will make America great again. We will make it great again, greater than ever before. And now, we're going to do something a little different. You think Biden does this? If they ask him one question, he just leaves. They ask him one question. No, we're gonna take some questions. We don't do this often because it gets a little bit sloppy, I must say. But they look like nice people. But whatever question you'd like to ask, it can be a horrible, embarrassing, vicious question, or it could be quite nice. I don't care personally, because it's called We Answer You. You ask a question, we answer the question. Yes, darling, please.
Thank you, Mr. President, for taking the time to answer this question. I am a mother, a wife, and a woman, and I also foster and adopt kids. Growing up near the border, I've seen firsthand how an unsecured border has impacted my family and our community. I worry about the illegal drugs being brought into our community and what could happen to my children. What steps can be taken to reduce the drugs being brought into the country as well, and safety and well-being of families and the community?
Thank you, darling. Good. Very good question. It's a very basic question. It's a little bit what we've been talking about, but it's going to be at a level that we have never seen in this country. Even as good as I did, I created the safest border in history. We're going to make it so good. All Biden had to do is let the people stay there, keep the same policies. We wouldn't even be talking about this as an issue. And I think in a certain way, it's just one of the truly big issues. We're going to make our border very powerful, very strong. We're going to stop drugs from coming in. We're going to stop this whole thing with human trafficking, which is a big part of your question. And we're going to make your homeland safe for you to stay with your family, where thousands of people aren't pouring in and looking through your windows, and what they're doing here in Texas. And by the way, the governor of Texas has done a very good job of closing.
And by the way, Laken Riley would still be alive. Think about that. Think about how many families have been absolutely destroyed and demolished. And then Biden says, I don't have the power. Back in January, I did a video on this. Biden says, I don't have the power. I need the power. I don't have the power to close. And then all of a sudden he does an executive order when he sees his numbers are tanking. You vile, repulsive, shambling, shuffling, vegetable in chief mess. You're destroying our country and you need to be in prison.
Closing it up. But here they haven't done that. They haven't done that. And in California, they haven't. 82% of the people are coming in now through California, Arizona. So we're going to have to close it up. We're going to close it up. We're going to use federal powers to close it up. Thank you, darling, very much. Good question. Yes, sir. You're a good-looking guy. Look at that guy. Looks like a banker from Wall Street.
You can see I'm an old man, and I have grandchildren that I want to see taken care of.
Right.
And I love them, and I want them to know that they can have the same life that I have had.
Oh, it's very nice.
What are you going to do about that?
We're going to make sure that they have the same. You know, I mean, I could just see how incredible you are by the emotion of that and the way you asked the question. We're going to make sure they have the same life that you had or better. We're going to make it safe. We have to give authority back to law enforcement so they can properly protect people, because right now the law enforcement is just not allowed to do their job because crime is so bad. Crime is so bad in the cities. And one of the things I said is we're giving immunity. We're going to guarantee people, you know, they lose a law enforcement person, they go and stop people from robbing stores. You go to some of these department stores where 500 people walk into the stores. They walk out with air conditioning. They strip the whole store. The company goes out of business. The store is vacant for 25 years. The whole city becomes a slum. And if you do anything as a law enforcement person, they take away your house, they take away your family, they take away your pension. We're going to make it so that we're going to give them essentially immunity. We're going to make it that they are not going to be losing their pensions. They're going to be able to do their job. And we're going to get life back to where I know exactly the life that you're talking about. It was a life of common sense. It was a life where there was no crime. There was nobody getting bopped over the head when they weren't looking,
This is happening more and more. I'm just stopping for a second, commenting. By the way, yesterday in my great state of California, which is absolutely being ripped apart by Governor Newsom and a Mayor Useless Karen Bass, somebody just randomly in Riverside took out their gun and started shooting at people randomly on the street. Randomly. And a father died. A father of 5 children died doing what? Driving down the street. And these are the people who want to defund the police. These are the people who want anarchy. You look at San Francisco, Portland, Chicago, DC, Los Angeles, these cities that are run by these absolute vermin, swamp vermin. They want to do the same thing to America.
Being pushed into a railroad train or a subway. It's just horrible what's taking place. It's horrible. It's evil. We're going to get it back to common sense. We're going to have law and order. Thank you. Great question. Thank you. Great question. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, President Trump, for coming down. We really do appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
I'm in the unique position of having 2 children that are in their 30s and a set of girls in there that are teenagers. I know what I did have to do with the 30-year-olds. I know what I now have to do with the teenagers. I have trackers on those girls, and I've taught them evasive action when driving through our county because of the high-speed pursuits of the human trafficking.
Who would believe you have to even think about doing that, right?
Never with the original 2.
Yeah, no, I know that.
How would you handle the criminal activity that is running rampant because of this open border, because all of this is from this open border?
Okay, strength, and we're getting them back. We're bringing them back. In some cases, we'll keep them here. There's some real bad ones, but don't forget, when we keep them here, they cost us millions and millions of dollars per person. It's so crazy. We're getting them the hell out of our country, and we start with the criminals. And you know what? Our local police know who they are. They know their first name, their middle name, their last name. We have to give authority back to the local police, who are fantastic people. Okay? Thank you very much. We'll get that stopped, and soon. Yes, sir.
No rehearsal. He has no idea what these questions are. He has no idea who the audience members are. These are not pre-picked, pre-selected, premeditated. Biden can barely get through it. The teleprompter kicks his ass. Listen, I really genuinely want to hear from you in the comments below. Who do you feel is more mentally fit for office just based on this? I don't think Biden could ever do anything like this. Let me know in the comments.
Sir, please.
Trump, so great to have you here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
I'm a veteran Air Force individual.
Good.
But foremost, I am a father and a husband, and I find it frightening that we have illegals crossing our border from countries like China, the Middle East, and other dangerous countries. How will you prevent all this national disaster happening at our southern border?
So we can do things that nobody does with this. We have tremendous economic power. And by the way, if we're not careful, we're not going to have that for long either. That's going to go down the tubes with everything else. But if China or some other country is behaving badly, we have things called tariffs that are so severe. Mexico, look at Mexico, what they're doing. I can solve that problem, I believe, in one day. You send people through, you allow people to come through your country with hundreds of miles they have to walk, hundreds through. By the way, those caravans, I thought I came up with the name, maybe somebody else did, but they're caravans of thousands of people. The young women in particular, but the young women in those caravans suffer so badly, and there's so much death. And this is all caused by Biden, where people think they're going to walk into the United States. It's just another form of death. We are going to be so tough, and if a country is not going to behave, we're going to tariff the hell out of that country, because one of the powers that we have, and if we have to, we'll do more than that, but I don't think you're going to need it. I don't think you're going to need it. You know, I had a very good relationship with China, yet I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. No president, we wouldn't have any steel factories, any steel mills in the United States if I didn't do what I did. I was taxing them at 25 and 50%, perhaps going up very substantially, but we wouldn't have industry, certain industry, they would have been gone. And it's not only China, it's every country tries to take advantage of us.
And by the way, I love this comment right here. You know, not only is it absolutely indicative of his oath of office to assure, you know, that's why we have State of the Union addresses, but the fact that there's any appearance, the fact that there's even any conversation, any talk about his state of mind, he should do everything in his power to disprove that. And by the way, this is not ageism. I get a lot of comments and emails. What's wrong with you? Why do you keep picking on Biden? Why do you keep picking on his age? You know, age is just a number. I completely agree with you. It has nothing to do with the actual numerical value. It's the actual evidence when he speaks. It's the evidence when he gives interviews. It's the evidence when he shows time and time again that his cognition levels have plummeted. Evidence. Absolute visceral technicolor data. I know 85-year-olds who could walk circles around Biden. Trump himself is turning 78 in less than a week. And listen to him. He's not looking at any teleprompters. He's not looking at any pre-vetted answers, premeditated, pre-rehearsed. This is all off the cuff. And he's talking about his track record. He's talking about what he's going to do. He knows the policies. He knows what he did in his four-year term. And he is absolutely answering everything with actual exemplary track record. And so it has nothing to do with ageism. It has nothing to do with a numerical value. It has to do with what he has presented and how he's conveyed that, period.
The European Union is brutal to us. They don't take our cars. They don't take our food products. They don't take anything. We have a tremendous deficit. You know, the European Union sounds so nice. They're very tough. We have hundreds of billions of dollars of deficits. We had that really going great. Then COVID came in, and I had to take care of that, or we would have had a country that was 1929. If I didn't pour money at COVID, we would have had a country that was in 1929 depression. We handed over a stock market that was higher than just prior to it coming in. But we're going to be very tough on countries, because, you know, you can stop it at the source. If you stop it at the source, it's much easier than really having battles at the border, and we'll stop it at the source. And I'll go back to President Xi, and he'll honor it, I believe, death penalty for those people that send these horrible drugs into our country. And you'll see it stop very quickly. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, President Trump. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We love you in Navajo County, by the way.
Thank you.
So I'm a mom of 3, and when I go to the grocery store to fill up the fridge, costs are out of control. So what do
And they just came out with a new economics report today. They, meaning the corporate propagandist media, just came out with a new report saying, oh, look at all the jobs we're creating. No. The economy's in great shape. Everybody in the comments right now, do you truly believe that you're getting more bang for buck with your money? When you go to pump gas, especially I wanted to take my kids on a road trip this summer. Well, that's going to cost me 50% more than it would have 4 years ago. When you go to the grocery store, when you go to pump gas, when you're paying your bills, your power, your utility, your gas, any bill imaginable, your mortgage rates are skyrocketing. Do you feel that you're getting more bang for your buck now than you did 4 years ago? Let me know in the comments below. Holy macadamia nut.
you think we can do? We need to bring those costs
Got to
back
bring
down.
them down. We have the greatest inflation, in my opinion, in the history of our country. They say in 47 years, somebody else said 78 years. I say it's in the history. You look at the cost of food, and you look at the cost of energy, and you see where it is. And I think we're almost 50%. It's, you know, they like to say 24%, 28%. It's much higher. And they don't include a lot of the things that are really bad. I'll give you an example. Interest rates. So interest rates went from 2.5% with me up to close to 10%, and you can't get money anyway. But we have a very sick country. It started with energy. Now it's all over. And now energy isn't as bad as food. It's not as bad as rent. It's not as bad as a lot of things. But energy is going to bring it all down. If we cut your energy in half, you're going to see a difference, the likes of which you've never seen before. We're going to get rid of inflation, and we're going to bring that number down, not just where you don't have inflation. We're going to bring those costs down, because it's the biggest thing I hear is people going out to the grocery store. They make the same amount of money, but they can buy half of the product. They buy half. And it's the single, I'll tell you what, it's the single biggest. I even have that here. I have something here. Let me see. Because you asked this question, I think I'll show it. Should I show it? I don't know if you can see it. Look. Tic Tacs. This is what inflation does. This is what
how do you not love? I mean, how do you not love this guy?
This is what okay, look. Not good, right?
Not good.
But I kid. But there really is no kidding. It's serious. People can't live. People that had a comfortable life under Trump, making the same kind of money. We had many more jobs, and they had all bounce back jobs. They bounced back from COVID. They were going to come back. But people that made the same amount of money, they live half as well because costs are so high. Inflation is known as a country buster. It busts up countries. It busted up Germany years and years ago. Anytime you have inflation that's not checked, not controlled, it's a country buster, and it's going to bust up our country because we've never had inflation so bad. So we're going to get the energy down. We're going to get the food prices down. We're going to do a lot of cutting also, and we're going to make our country very livable. We had almost no inflation, and now we have record-setting inflation, and it's killing people. Thank you, darling, very much. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President, for taking my question.
Thank you.
And you talking about energy is a perfect segue into my question. And here's my question, is this. I've watched gas prices under the Joe Biden administration just soar, and we're no longer energy dominant, as you mentioned.
Can you believe it, right? By the way, to interrupt, we have more, I call it liquid gold, under our feet than any other nation in the world. Saudi Arabia.
Drill.
Russia. But we don't use it. We don't use it. We don't use it because of these people that are absolutely, they're crazy. They're crazy. We don't use it. Drill, baby, drill. The man just said it. Drill, baby, drill. Go ahead.
And you know, exactly, Mr. President. I'm a pastor, and I'm watching the members of my church hurt over how much, just like what you're saying, the gas cost is just to get to work, go to school, and go to church. And therefore, my question is this: what are you going to do to help the everyday American who could barely afford the price of gas? And before you answer that, Mr. President, I just want to say this as a pastor. Scripture says, where sin abounds, grace abounds all the more. And we want to thank you for tapping into the greater grace that's going to eliminate and bring this country back into the greatness.
Thank you, Pastor. Very good. You can be my pastor any day.
By the way, it's so funny. By the way, you hear, I thought presidents were supposed to be unitary and unify, not divide. How come every single post and every single interview, every single press conference, Tombstone Biden, our vegetable in chief, always opens with these MAGA extremists want to take away your abortion rights? First of all, MAGA stands for Make America Great Again. Can somebody tell me what's wrong with that? Because I have no idea what's wrong with that.
Thank you, Pastor. I appreciate it. We can get energy started. You know, you have places in this country that you're very high. Your energy is very high. But you have the New England states that are the highest in our country. It's crazy. And if they had a pipeline going from Pennsylvania through New York, but New York won't approve it, if they had a pipeline, they would cut their numbers down by 50%. I predict, and I will tell you, I'm going to get energy costs down to much less than 50% of what they are now all throughout our country. And that's going to have an unbelievable And once that happens, interest rates are going to follow. Interest rates will naturally follow. It's not as complicated as people think, and I did it. We had no inflation. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country, and we'll do it again, but we'll do it even better. Thank you, Pastor. It's very nice. Appreciate it.
President Trump, it's an honor.
Thank you.
I enlisted in the Army Reserve because I love my country, like many of us do.
Right.
Under Biden, our national security is at risk with endless wars. What is your plan to bring us back to peace?
So, such a good question. So, you know, when I ran against Hillary Clinton, I don't use the word crooked anymore. I don't use the word anymore. I don't do it because I removed that word. I used it for Joe. I thought it was more accurate. Then I had Sleepy Joe and I removed it into Crooked Joe. I thought it was slightly more accurate. But we had a situation going with all of these people, everything. They wanted to say that I was going to create World War III. Look at him.
He did the opposite.
Radical. Look at him.
He did the opposite.
I was a radical for not having wars. And if you look at Viktor Orban from Hungary, strong country, strong man. He's a very powerful man. Runs it strong. He didn't take illegal aliens. He didn't want them. He said, I want my people to be Hungarian. I don't want to have my shopping centers blown up, et cetera, et cetera. And they asked him a few weeks ago, they said, let me ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, what's going on with the world? The world is blowing up. You have Ukraine, Russia, you have Israel, you have all these places that are at war with each other. What's going on? He said, there's one thing going on. He said, Donald Trump isn't president. If Trump is president, it's all going to end. They all respected Trump, and it's true. And it's true. So they said that, oh, look at, Hillary said this, look at Trump, just look at this guy, he's going to go to war, he's going to take us. No. Look at me. I'm the one that kept us out of war. For 78 years, it was 78 years until another president, look, that's a long time. I kept you out of wars. I totally defeated ISIS. I rebuilt our military, and countries respected us. I totally rebuilt our military, and I rebuilt our Veterans Administration. I took good care of our vets.
By the way, he's been speaking for now almost 30 minutes. Have you heard any slurring, any mumbling, any shumbling, stumbling, any I can't talk, I don't know what I'm saying, where I am, any teleprompter? No, nada, zero, goose egg. Why? Because he's competent. Why? Because he doesn't have dementia. He may get dementia, but he doesn't have dementia yet. Biden 100% does.
92% approval rate. So we are going to make sure there's no wars. We don't want to have wars. I call them endless wars. I call them wars where people don't even want us involved. Now, Ukraine's a very interesting case because we spend hundreds of billions of dollars. And Europe, you know, don't forget, we have a little thing called an ocean in between us. Europe should be paying much more. Nobody asks them to pay more. I asked them to pay more for NATO, and they paid a lot more. That's where they got all the money, because they were all mostly delinquent, other than 8 nations. But they would always say Trump is going to get us into war with his attitude. No, my attitude kept us out of war. We defeated ISIS, totally defeated ISIS. Right. We got out of Syria. We got out of Iraq. I got out of these wars because I'm a big believer. I want to spend our money in our country, doing our country's great things. Our country, you drive down our roads, you drive down our highways, our country's falling to pieces, our infrastructure is falling. And then these guys, all they want to do is spend money on the Green New Scam. It's a Green New Scam. I mean, the things they're spending money on, it's like throwing the money out the window. And we don't want to do that. We want to fix our roads and highways. We want to get rid of the electric mandate for the car. How about that? They have hundreds of thousands of cars right now. And by the way, I'm a big fan of electric cars. I'm a fan of Elon. I like Elon.
Yes.
But, you know, I like
free
him.
speech.
And I think a lot of people are going to want to buy electric cars. But if you want to buy a different type of car, you have to have a choice. Some people need to go far. Some people don't want their car built in China. Some people, you know, there are advantages to other. And basically what people have to have a choice. And you know what? You have to have choice also in education. You're going to have choice in education, and you're going to have choice in what you buy, and that has to do with electric. The electric cars don't go far. And by the way, they're incredible. He does an incredible job with Tesla. And I tell him, I said, you know, and I think he agrees with me, frankly, but you can't. They don't go far. Same thing with the trucking industry. I met with the trucking industry the other night. They said they want us to switch to electric trucks. They have to stop 6 times going to California with a load of diesel. They don't have to stop at all. How the hell can you do that? You're going to destroy our supply chain. You're going to destroy everything. You put everybody out of business. So we are going to do things based on common sense. We're not going to allow men to play in women's sports. We're not going to allow people to pour into our country. We're going to get your taxes way down. We're going to save your Social Security. We're going to save Social Security. Biden is putting your Social Security at risk by allowing all of these people to pour into our country. It's at big risk, and we're not going to stand for that. He is putting Social Security at risk. With me, your Social Security is 100% safe, okay? Please.
Yes, Mr. President, thank you for taking our questions.
Thank you.
I'm a retired vet who had to close down my business because of the disastrous Biden economy. It's been tough. What's your plan to make sure other small businesses don't go through the same grinder?
Well, they have to, and you know, it's incredible. We had it going, and I poured money in to our country, and I'm sure you were a beneficiary at the time, but I poured money in to keep those businesses going and to keep people employed because of COVID. COVID was a disaster. And we were able to get through that, and we got through without going into a depression. But with Biden, he's spending money on the wrong things. He's not spending money on you. He's spending money on things that don't work. He's got the most expensive forms of energy ever, where everything's subsidized. He's got windmills all over the place. Every time you see a windmill going up, you need tremendous subsidy. Now, it kills your birds. It ruins your landscape, ruins the value. If you have a house and you can see a windmill, your house is worth half. But it's also the most expensive energy there is. And we have to get back to the basics. And we have to be able to help people like you, not to help his friends who make all this crap. And much of it's made, and you know, a lot of it's made, most of it's made in China. It's made in China. There's something going on why somebody would want to do these things where the product is made in China. That goes for electric cars too, by the way. But the windmills are all made in China and some in Germany, but most of them are made in China. What the hell are we doing, right? We'll take care of you. You watch. Thank you. I understand exactly what you're saying, too. Just hang in. Yes, sir.
Mr. President, thank you very much. My name is Jorge Rivas. It's truly an honor to be talking to you again. And real quick, my wife, Betty, would like to say hi to you real quick.
Whoa. Look at her. Thank you, Betty.
Thank
you very much.
Latinos really do love you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
And I do
Latins for President Trump. How do you
love
not love this guy? I don't know how you don't. Unless you're an elitist snob.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And besides loving you, we're also praying for you, Mr. President. You'll be all right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very nice.
My wife and I own a small restaurant in Tucson, Arizona, Sammy's Mexican Grill.
Right.
And since the pathetic Joe Biden administration took over, the prices of everything that we use doubled.
Yeah,
just a couple months after they took over. So would you be helping us out? And is there going to be some drill, baby drill?
Yeah.
Drill, baby, drill.
You know what's so interesting about it? We're going through questions, and I have time. What the hell else do we have to do today? Let's stay, right? But I have time. But do you notice that the questions are basically about the border? Think of it. All these questions, almost everyone about the border, they want border security, and they also want help on inflation because you're getting killed with inflation. The price of bacon has gone up 5 times. You can't order bacon. I don't order it anymore. It's too expensive. But bacon, as an example, has really, eggs, all of this stuff, it's gone up at levels that nobody has ever seen before. But I believe the energy is going to bring it down. I think we can bring it down. And then once it starts that spiral, it's going to be a beautiful thing. Because, when they say we're at 4% now, They're not including the fact that you might be 45, 50% higher than you were 4 years ago. So it's not 4%. We have to get it down. We have to bring it down. The best way that we can bring it down is with interest rates and energy, and the interest rates are going to follow the energy down, and that's going to follow the bacon and the eggs down, okay? Thank you. And you have a beautiful wife. Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. I love
this
that.
guy?
I like that hat. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. It's an honor to stand before you.
Thank you. It's my honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
He says it's his honor. How do you not love this guy?
My name is Jose, and I own a small business that provides services for special needs children and adults.
Great.
And thank you so much. And I have a question for you this afternoon. Time and time again, we come across paying American citizen families that are denied services that their child requires, while on the other hand, we see others rushing across the border freely and easily receiving, sir, easily receiving assistance. What will you do, Mr. President, about the influx in immigration, strained resources because of this widespread and open border, sir?
So we have to get them out. Look, it's not sustainable for us to have 20 million people that we have to take care of, and it's just not sustainable. And their countries, I know the leaders, I know them just about all, their countries are doing this because they're smart. I would be the leader of the pack. If I ran Honduras, if I ran El Salvador, if I ran some of these countries that are sending vast numbers of people, I would be emptying out our prisons. I'd say, listen, send them to those stupid people in the United States who are led by idiots. Send them into the United States. Let's have empty prisons, and let's never let them come back in. You know, Venezuela said the other day that we're never allowing the people that they sent out to come back into Venezuela. Okay? That's not going to happen. But they said that. So they are sending them out, and they're saying you can never come back because they're letting the bad people. We're going to stop that, and we're going to deport, and we have no choice. You know, Dwight Eisenhower was so far the biggest deporter. He was a president that hated to see what was happening. He had a lot of people pouring into our country. It was really hurting our country badly. And in many cases, people would say destroying our country because they were just coming in. Nothing like what you're witnessing today, by the way. But he did very big deportation and very successful deportation. If we had a choice, it would be nice not to have to do it. We have to do it because this is not sustainable for you or for any other business in this room. It's not sustainable for our country. So we're going to deport, and we're going to get it back, and we're going to bring our country back, and we're going to make our country bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
Woo! That's
Thank
what I'm talking about. Happy Friday, y'all. Woo!
Hello, Mr. President. My name is Jeanette Garcia. I am an Army combat veteran, a prior federal police officer here at Luke Air Force Base. I've seen a fair share of challenges in my life. I'm a domestic violence survivor as well as sexual assault. I'm a single mother, and the crime rate's rising. I'm really worried about the safety of our communities and families. What specific steps are you planning to take to tackle and make our community safe again?
We have to back our police. We have to back law enforcement.
We need law and order.
We have to give them back their respect and their honor and their dignity, and they're great people. We have to do it. And the people that are most affected are really the minority communities. Those are the people that are most affected. And I really think that's one of the reasons we have so many African-American people supporting us. Nobody's ever seen anything. They're leaving the Democrats in numbers that nobody's ever seen before. Because you know what? They have to be safe. They have to be safe. Thank you. That's a great point. Thank you. Please. It's a beautiful baby.
Thank you.
Can't do better than that. That's beautiful. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Mr. President.
Hi.
My name is Emily. This is my daughter, Felicity. We live in northern Arizona. It's beautiful and quiet and nice and everything, but it's also in a rural area. My concern is that the nearest equipped trauma hospital is over an hour and a half away. What can your administration do to give rural Americans better access to hospitals?
Well, we're going to be helping rural America. Rural America votes for Trump. There's nobody going to take that away. And we'll be helping. They've been building. We started a process for building hospitals and other things in rural America, and I'm going to keep that going. They ended it in the Biden administration, as you know, but we're going to keep that going. Rural America, look, it's the backbone. It's the heart of our country. We'll take care of it. Okay? You just hang in. We'll get it done. Thank you. Okay, how about one more if it's a good one? We'll end on a good one. Always end on a good one, right?
Got to
Go
follow
ahead.
the baby, so we don't know about that.
That's right.
So I'm an advocate for many senior citizens.
Good.
And they are struggling financially. Their Social Security checks do not make it through the month. They have to sometimes pick between food and medication. They're concerned that they're not going to be able to survive 4 more years of Biden. What can you say today to give them some hope and encouragement?
Vote for Trump.
That'll do it.
Because they won't survive through Biden.
That'll do it.
I think that's a good question. Thank you. That was a very good question. Thank you. So we'll just end by saying it's been an honor to be with you. So interesting, though. Everything was about the border and about inflation and the economy. It's incredible. And every question, some of it sounded repetitive, but it wasn't really repetitive. It was just from the heart. And frankly, it very much is about the border. The border is destroying our country. We're being destroyed in many ways. We're not respected in the outside of our country. I say we have the enemy in from within, and we have the enemy from the outside. And I'm telling you, we are in more danger from the enemy from within with these lunatics, these fascists, these communists, and we're going to stop that also. But it was so interesting to get those questions because they all concern the economy, inflation, and the border, and we're going to take care of it all. We're going to make America greater than ever before. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great.
Okay, so I want to take some questions and just kind of hang out with you guys. Happy Friday again. If you just joined us, the reason I titled this video that Trump did something that Biden would never do, and it's an absolute game changer, is, as I've said before, there's been so many question marks around Tombstone Biden. I call him the vegetable in chief, and I think Jill Biden is absolutely committing elder abuse. She is denying reality. There is no doubt in my mind, as somebody who has dealt with people who have dementia, who have family members who've had this kind of degenerative issues with their cognition, their mental faculties, that Tombstone Biden has the same issue. He would never, ever do something like this, which is exactly what he should be doing. The absolute antidote to instilling confidence in the American public would be to do this. What Trump just did, random questions, taking questions from the audience, not looking at notes, not looking at a piece of paper, not looking at a teleprompter, but actually answering them from the heart based on what you know and what you do and what you stand for. That's exactly what President Trump did. And I think that is an absolute game changer. If you're just joining us, make sure you check out the replay, because some of these questions, and you could see there was a moment that he got really emotional when the guy kind of almost choked up, saying he wants his grandkids to have a future they can depend on. It's phenomenal. I also want to pose this question to you too. I thought what President Trump said at the end there was really interesting when he said, it's interesting that we got a lot of questions that were pretty repetitive and consistent, meaning a lot of people talking about the economy, a lot of people talking about the border, and those two kind of major issues amongst other things. Breaking news that maybe a lot of you guys don't know, but Vladimir Putin is sending warships into the Caribbean as we speak. He is sending warships to Cuba, and they're expected to arrive, I think, this coming week. And if that doesn't really sober you up, I don't know what will. We haven't had this kind of fractured relationship with the rest of the world. The Middle East is in chaos. Israel, Hamas, Hezbollah. You've got Iran attacking Israel. You've got threats being made by Iran ending Zionism. You've got Ukraine and Russia. He just sent another $225 billion or million, whatever dollar. It doesn't even make any difference anymore if it's an M or a B, because it's all a waste of resources. Because every military expert worth their weight in gold has said it is inevitable that Russia's going to win this. Ukraine doesn't stand a chance. So it's like we're throwing BB pellets at a raging train that's never going to stop. And so it's not going to help. It's not going to do anything. And the fact that we've got these Vladimir Putin, the brazenness of sending warships within 90 miles of our country is essentially the Cuban Missile Crisis Part 2. It's the sequel, and it's scary. It's dangerous. It's nothing to laugh about. And instead of assuring the public, what is he doing? He's basically crapping in his pants at a D-Day celebration, the 80th anniversary. And another just-in moment, he actually plagiarized Ronald Reagan's speech from 1984. Almost verbatim. I'm going to share that video. You guys need to follow. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you become a Nez Nation Insider. That's our free newsletter. Free. All you got to do is put your email into the link in the pinned comment and in the description and show notes. It is your absolute sure-proof, fail-safe way of never missing out on anything. But I want to ask this question to you, replay viewers, live viewers. What is the most, what issue right now concerns you the most? And I see that we got a gifted membership from Joseph. Thank you, Joseph, for gifting a membership. And that actually reminds me, we're going to do members only right now. I'm going to switch that right now. But before I do that, leave a comment and let me know, what is the issue that concerns you the most? Is it the economy? Is it the border? Is it the fact that we literally have a world in disarray? Our geopolitical foreign policy is absolutely in shatters. It's in tatters and shatters. I can't even really comment because it's got me so choked up and so upset. Is it numerous other issues that are happening right now? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I'm gonna switch this over to members only. Now would be a good time to become a member. And so I have done so right now. And I'm going to spend about 10-15 minutes. If you're not a member, you can still hang out and watch. You just can't comment. I would highly recommend you become a member. Big shout out to Joseph Ricard for gifting a membership. Thank you so much, Joseph. That was awesome. Again, if you're just joining us, I just shared an amazing display by President Trump, who just absolutely crushed questions from the audience without any teleprompter, without any notes, without any premeditation, without any precursor, without any rehearsal. He answered from his heart. He answered from what he knows. He answers from his experience, his credibility, his ethos, and it was powerful. And I don't know anybody else who could do that. I want a big shout out to Next Pharaoh. Big shout out to Mental Medalist's wife. I love that. Strawberry, great to see you. Mountain Goddess, it's so awesome to see you. Yes. Jenny, Jen, it's great to see you. China Baby, American Girl, Captain Mike Shriver, so good to see you. Howie S, it's great to see you too. Consider becoming a member. I want to leave this comment up here by Mountain Goddess. This is so scary that Putin is sending warships to Cuba, only 90 miles from Florida. Yeah, this is what happens when you have weak leadership. This is why I say this is the most consequential election of our life. Since 1860, I can't think of a more consequential time. I can't think of a more consequential election. I can't think of the stakes being any higher, that we need more than anything a leader who can actually project strength, who can actually take America forward, who actually has the policies to protect us, preserve our republic, preserve our Constitution, and make our country the great country that it should be. And right now, we've got a vegetable in chief who is literally sending the message to the world, I'm weak, I'm passive, I can't even climb upstairs, and I can barely get through a sentence. That just ain't going to cut it, folks. It just ain't going to cut it. What do you think of what I just said, by the way? Let me know in the comments down below. It's a very, very scary, scary time. Yes, Shikri Kringle. I don't know if I'm saying that right. My fear is for the whole planet. Give me a nickname. That would be great. Howie, good to see you. Dina, it's great to see you. Why worships to Cuba? Isn't that Obama's? Yeah. I mean, because this is why he's sending worships to Cuba. He's sending worships to Cuba because President Biden recently authorized troops, NATO troops, on the Ukrainian-Russian border. And so essentially, we're going to have U.S. troops because NATO is really U.S. It's just a euphemism for U.S. We're going to have boots on the ground for the first time. American men and women in uniform for the first time, boots on the ground. It's awful. Yes, Howie says, weak vegetable in chief. This is a great point by Robert Littlejohn. Great to see you, Robert Littlejohn. Robert Littlejohn said, JFK took care of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Biden is no JFK. Absolutely. Jenny Jen, so great to see you. I want to say this really quickly, too. I just want to say I'm so grateful for all of you guys. You guys actually care. It's not about Nez Nation or not about Professor Nez. I have nothing to do with it. I facilitate this community. I'm creating the content, producing the content, but it's because of you guys that we have any platform. It's all because of you. And I just want you to say, I'm so grateful for that. I love you guys so much. I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop. I'm going to keep bringing you the best content that I do my due diligence, qualitative and quantitative research to make sure everything that mainstream media doesn't cover, to make sure that we get our country back and we understand the objective truth. Because going back to Aristotle's principles of rhetoric, audience, message, purpose, ethos, pathos, logos, when you have an awareness, an intelligence about what kind of messages you are being sent and what kind of messages are being thrust upon you, when you have critical thinking, nobody can pull the wool over your eyes ever again. That is the mission here, to make patriotism viral. I want to give a big shout out to Cynthia. Welcome, Cynthia. Cynthia just became a brand new member. Welcome, Cynthia Butler. It's great to have you with us. Welcome to Nez Nation. Welcome to the greatest community on planet Earth. And don't forget, in the community tab is a link to our members-only Discord. Make sure you join that. We've got amazing, engaging, enthralling conversations in there. We're all hanging out, interacting in ways that you really can't interact anywhere else. And so I highly recommend you do that, as well as a whole bunch of other amenities. I'm going to be doing a live stream giveaway, which I only do to members. Members only live stream giveaways. I gave away Amazon gift cards, shirts, hats. Here's a hat right here, a Nez Nation hat. I'm in process of making a Cash Money G shirt and a Vegetable and Chief shirt and merchandise. We got so much stuff planned for you guys. You're not going to believe it. Welcome, 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 Cynthia. Yes, it's good to see you, Georgina. I hope everything's going well with you. It's awesome to see you. This has now been a members-only live stream now, just doing a kind of live Q&A, kind of live hangout. How was your Friday? Let me know how everything is going with you guys. So good to see you. I love it. Precious says, Nez, it's hard to say unique things. We're all tired and sad for our country. We live truth and we feel betrayed. I love this comment. Precious, I absolutely love this comment because you're speaking for all of us. Yeah. It's really tiring. And by the way, you don't have to say anything new or unique. Look, I want to say this. I know I've said this a couple of times, but it bears repeating. The greatest way we can get our country back is by raising awareness, not violence. I don't want a civil war. I don't want violence. I don't want any kind of aggressive. We're not going to turn into those college encampment terrorists. No, we're above that. We're Americans. We're patriots. We love our country. We love our citizens. We are a one nation under God. And it's the best way to do this is to raise awareness, because people are actually watching MSNBC. People are actually watching CBS. People are actually watching woke mafia media, And they're nodding their head and going, yeah, you know what? He is a convicted felon. I can't vote for him. Oh my goodness, they're taking everything out of context. They're skewing the truth, all for the elitists who they think actually care about them. The elitists, the woke mind mafia, only cares about one thing: power. That's it. They don't care about you. They don't care about me, which is why they're trying to take him off the ballot, which is why they're literally committing the ultimate crime, election interference, with all of these sham prosecutions. This is prosecutorial miscarriage and mismanagement at the highest level, And so the best way to do this, it doesn't have to be unique. Share these videos, tap the thumbs up, because it tells the algorithm more people should be watching this. The more people that we get aware, we do our part to get our country back. This is the highest purpose. This is the ultimate mission of all of us, to get our country back out of the hands of the elitist vermin who only care about one thing. That's my mission. My blood is a volcano to get our country back, and I'm never going to stop. So that's the best way to do it. That's the absolute best way to do it. Premox, I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I want to also welcome Provoked Thoughts. Provoked Thoughts just became a new member. Everybody give him a round of applause. Great to have you with us, Provoked Thoughts. Welcome to Nez Nation. Don't forget, in the community tab for members only, go to our community tab for members only. You'll see it now that you're a member. Is a link to get access to our members only Discord. So make sure you go join that as soon as possible. Thank you, Sherry Bigwood, for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mental Medalist's wife says, Biden says he won't pardon Hunter. You know why? Because they will do nothing to Hunter. Yeah, that's just his way of, see, we're not falling for that crap. That's just his way of saying, that's just his way of trying to seem, unbiased, which is a bunch of BS. We see through all of that. Donna Schmidt becoming a new member. Hello. Welcome to the greatest community on earth. This one. It's so great to have you with us. Welcome to Nez Nation. You're going to get a badge next to your name on live stream, special shout outs, live Q&A, first dibs and first top priority on responses, comments, as well as access to our members only Discord community. Welcome. And you're also supporting. You're a patriot. All members of this channel are MAGA, mega patriots. Why? Because everything goes into Trump's campaign. Everything goes into the promotion, the conveyance, the advocation of getting our country back and really, truly making this country great again. We need it. This is for our kids, our grandkids. You're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing. Yes, welcome, Donna. It's great to have you with us. We will never back down. That is right. Absolutely. I'm so happy to see you guys. Love you guys so much. You guys are doing absolutely fantastic. I just can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, really quickly, I want to say this too also before we get out of here. So I will be traveling next week. And so you might see, I don't want to say fewer videos, but I might be doing more kind of quick, short updates as opposed to kind of longer videos and live streams. I get back into town at the end of next week, but I'll be traveling soon. And so don't fret if you don't see the regular kind of influx or the regular posting schedule that we normally have. Everything will get back to normal once I get back. I'm also taking, obviously, I'll be taking a lot of my mobile recording content creation equipment with me. But I just want to be completely transparent and let you know that I will be traveling next week. And so you'll see a little bit less longer form content and more short, quick update kind of type of content. And so you're still going to get the best of the best. You're still going to get awesome content that you can't find anywhere else. Tap that thumbs up, subscribe, and follow. But I just want to give you a heads up on that. Yes, Howie, it's so good to see you. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Judith, what about Hunter's semi-auto pistol and the pictures and a revolver in court? Yeah. So I did a video on Hunter Biden's trial, and I'm going to probably do some more updates on that. I really don't think much is going to come of that. What do you guys think is going to come of that? I mean, first of all, what a double standard. So the venue, and by the way, Trump's defense team tried to get a venue change for that New York trial, and they denied him. Delaware is essentially Bidenville. That's what Delaware is. Delaware is literally Bidenville. So you've got a jury which is comprised of former drug addicts. You've got a judge, you've got attorneys, you've got a legal criminal justice system that is all basically going to support and really embed and embrace Hunter Biden, right? You think that's going to be fair and impartial? That's not going to be fair and impartial. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because I don't know if anybody. Absolutely, Robert, I will. God bless you, sir. You know I will. I don't know if anything's going to come from that. Let me know, though. But the fact that, Next Pharaoh, it's great to see you. The fact that they essentially, got caught in a lie. What was the lie? Remember 4 years ago? Remember how they said Hunter's laptop was Russian misinformation? Oh, if it's Russian misinformation, why is it being injected and submitted in an actual court of law for admissible evidence? Answer me that, Batman. Riddle me that, Batman. Chuck Kreiner, thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you, Georgina. It's great to hear from you. I'm so glad you're here. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but here at Nez Nation, I see a lot of channels that do the same thing that I do. And obviously, I don't have time to check them out. But when I do catch a few glimpses here and there, I get really surprised, because I'm kind of like, it's just really strange to me. And I don't get the sense that I do with our community. And I'm not talking bad about anybody, but it just makes me appreciate you guys. We have such an intelligent, sophisticated, critical thinking, high level group of individuals here. And I learned so much from you guys. Look, I'm not this sort of head of the class kind of guy. I've even conducted, when I was teaching at the higher universities, much more full-time than I am now. I only teach a couple classes here and there online. I don't do anywhere near what I used to do. I used to tell my classes the same thing. Look, I like learning from you as much as you like learning from me. And so it's really a collaboration. And I think we all learn more by having that be the framework. And here it's no different. And I just love the level of acumen. I love the level of intelligence, the level of empathy and character and ethos that all of you guys possess. I'm so impressed. I just absolutely love this community, and I just can't get enough of it. And we're going to go live. Wait till we get near the election. Holy macadamia nut. It's going to be the summer of Nez Nation. It's going to be the summer of getting our country back. I'm so excited, which makes it even more imperative that you become a member now more than ever. And so I'm just so happy to see you, Georgina. I'm so happy to see Laura, Sarah, Mike, Judith, Dan, mental medalists. I'm just so happy, Next Pharaoh. So happy to see all you guys. You guys are all phenomenal. Welcome new members. And I love you guys so much. And so we're going to keep this thing cooking. We're going to keep this thing rolling. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for the growth. I can't wait for us to get our country back. And I can't wait to keep seeing you guys. You guys, I'm an old man. And so I don't have a lot of things going on other than my business, my channel, my family. You guys are the best friends I could have. You guys are my community. You guys are my friends. And I love you guys. And so I'm just so excited. I'm so, in awe of what we've been able to accomplish together. And it's just going to get more and more exciting. It's going to get more and more fun. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay, guys, I love you guys more than ever. Thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned, subscribe. Make sure in the pinned comment, description, and show notes that you join our free newsletter. It's free. It's the Nez Nation Insider newsletter. All you got to do is put your email in there. Boom. Takes you 2 seconds. We don't spam. We don't share your email. That is not the Nez Nation way. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Precious says you're not old. Thank you. I love that. That's my favorite comment. I got so excited, I knocked over my microphone. Thank you, Joseph. Nez community is more of a family. We all feed off each other. We create a strong bond of unity. Yeah, and I love the Discord. The Discord is fantastic, Chuck, isn't it? That's all the more reason now to become a member more than ever. So I can't wait to see you guys again. Stay tuned. And as always, God bless you, and may God bless America.